I mean, I've seen some conversations. I mean, you and I are relatively active on Twitter, and I've seen some. That's how we met, which is, I think, fascinating. But I've seen some conversations around diversity recruiting efforts where people say, it's really not that hard. You just have to try. And I think for me, what trying also incorporates is resources available to recruit. Are there budgets associated with the customer acquisition of this, cohort that you're trying to reach? Are you still keeping multicultural marketing efforts siloed? So I want to go back to cookies because I'm interested in understanding the position that you now find yourself as a firm, having these deep connections with multicultural and insights with multicultural consumers. Why is this new sort of shift in how companies target consumers digitally by straying away from cookies? How's that? Why is that good for you? Why is that good for ThinkNow? And how are you? Why is this now a great time for you to help organizations that are looking to find another way to reach their customers?
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about like what cookie data is. I mean, cookie data is essentially a snippet of code that follows you along on the internet and builds a profile about who you are as an individual based on your browsing habits. That's how you get, you Google, you Google khaki pants once.
Yeah, you can't avoid them, right?
And it follows you everywhere, right? And cookies are an imperfect way to understand how old you are, what your education level is, what your ethnicity is, what your cultural background is, what language you speak. And I'll give you an example, and I'm sure you experience this as a Latino, right? Like, I get internet provider or television cable provider stuff in Spanish all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I really don't watch any Spanish TV. I don't consume any Spanish media. I do listen to Spanish music. But because of my last name, and my first name probably, it's like, you're Latino. And that's kind of what cookies are. Right? Like, I listened to Vicente Fernandez one time, and it's like, oh, okay, here's, it's an ad that's going to follow me to the, mariachi festival, right? So the opportunity that I see is that now cookies are now going away. They were imperfect for those reasons that I outlined, right? Like, yeah, it can tell you my interests, why I Googled khaki pants, but maybe I Googled, khaki pants. I actually don't own any khaki pants. I wanted to buy some khaki pants for my dad for Father's Day, right? Survey data has its problems, but it can give you more depth, and it can give you the why behind what people do. And so companies like ThinkNow and all the other market research companies are sitting on a lot of data that hasn't barely been used in this digital world.
Wow.
And so I see an opportunity for us, because we're unique in that as part of our marketing strategy, we publish a lot of free research on multicultural consumers. So we're sitting on a lot of data that we own. A lot of companies don't, right? Like, when a company hires us, like if Guerrero Media hires us and we do a study, you own that data. We're not allowed to do anything with it. But we've done a lot of studies and work on our dime that we do own. And so we're starting to play in this space of how do we get this data that we have, that we're sitting on, and allow digital marketers to buy ads and target ethnicities in a better way, in a more culturally relevant way. That isn't about cookies, that is really about asking consumers, how do you identify? What are your interests? Are you looking to purchase a car in the next 30 days? So that's why I'm excited about it. That's what I've been thinking about, is like, I think a lot of marketers are not necessarily thinking about post-cookie world, because so much of the infrastructure of digital advertising is built on that's like almost too much to think about. But for us, someone as a new entrance into the space, I think it's a big opportunity. And again, we're going to be playing in that space, but with our mission front and center to, demystify the multicultural consumer.